Being able to conquer impulse spending is a journey taken day by day and week by week. And it's not always easy, but the results are worth it. So today we're looking at a few tips that are going to help you get through your day without spending money unnecessarily. So the first thing you want to do is keep your wallet out of arm's reach when you're in the car. And this is something that I've done many times in the past, and it works like a charm. Basically, every time you get into your car, you'll put your purse or wallet someplace where you can't easily grab it. This can be in the back seat as far away from you as possible, or maybe in your back window. And this is the perfect tip to have in your arsenal if you have a problem with drive-thrus. So in other words, if you're out and about and you see a McDonald's, a Starbucks, or what have you, this is going to help you control yourself so that you don't drive through and buy something on a whim. When your wallet is only a few inches away from you, it is so easy to get into this pattern of buying fast food impulsively. But if it's in a place where you can't easily reach it, going through a drive-thru will require effort, because now you might have to pull over and actually get out the car to get your money. And if you're in a hurry, or if you don't want to go through all of that, you might decide that it's too much of an inconvenience and not worth it and keep driving. Another thing that I do most times is always carry a water bottle with me when I'm out. And this is such a simple change, but it can significantly decrease the number of times you stop to buy a drink when running errands. This used to be a big problem for me. I would see a 7-Eleven or a gas station, and then I would run in to get a water, a soda, or maybe a coffee. But sipping on water that I bring from home has helped reduce these stops. And now when I stop to get something to drink, 99.9% of the time, it's a planned purchase. And this has a double benefit because I find too that sipping water while I'm running errands helps me to feel full longer. So I'm less likely to buy food outside of the house. And you might not know this, but a lot of banks allow you to lock your debit or credit card. This is handy if you can't find it or if you believe it's been stolen, but it can also be useful when you're trying to curb impulse spending. And once it's locked, the only way to use it is to unlock it. If you're trying to get through the day without spending money unnecessarily, turning on this feature, if it's available, is an excellent way to slow you down. Now, even though it's not entirely foolproof, I love this tip because it adds a layer of protection. Because the only way that you're able to make an unplanned purchase on the spot is to pull out your phone, sign into your bank account, and physically unlock the card. And because you have to go through all of these steps, there's a window of time where you can stop and think about the purchase and consider whether it's worth it. And again, there's the inconvenience factor. So if you're in a rush, you might decide to forgo the whole unlocking process altogether and go about your business. You should also keep a picture of your goals in your wallet. And this is one of my favorite tips. I haven't done it in a while, but I have in the past, and it works. Sometimes getting through the day without spending money unnecessarily is simply a matter of remembering why you're saving in the first place. In most cases, we're trying to achieve a goal, whether it's to build an emergency fund, buy a house, take a vacation, or pay off debt. And oftentimes we're super motivated in the beginning, but as the weeks and months move on, we tend to lose some of that excitement. So the whole concept behind keeping a picture of your goals in your wallet is to give yourself a daily visual reminder of your why. And for this to work, you should really keep that picture next to your debit cards, your credit cards, or your cash. And by doing so, you're now forced to look at your goal before you make every impulse purchase. And from there, you can then decide whether the purchase is worth more than the end results. Also, don't window shop for fun. And this is something that I stopped doing years ago after becoming a little more self-aware and realizing that with certain retailers, I couldn't just browse without buying something. I used to walk around Target and home decor stores just for fun. If I was bored or wanted to get out of the house, it was one of my favorite pastimes. But even though I would go into these stores without any intentions of buying anything, almost always I would walk out with something in my hands. So I had to get honest with myself and acknowledge that when it came to certain stores, I couldn't just window shop. Likewise, you need to get honest with yourself and look at your track record. How many times have you been able to go to Target and walk out without buying something unplanned? Or how many times have you been able to browse Amazon for fun and not make a purchase? At the end of the day, if this is something that you can't do, it's so important that you find another way to kill boredom. You can read a book, declutter, clean your house, or take a nap. Also, you might need to start scrolling past shopping haul videos. Now, content like this might not affect you. However, if you really want to know the type of influence it has on you, ask yourself these questions. Am I feeling pressure to make impulse purchases after watching these videos? Do I measure my own value based on the possessions or lifestyles depicted in these videos? Are my financial goals and priorities being compromised as a result of watching shopping hauls? Am I accumulating unnecessary clutter or debt due to these videos? Is my consumption influenced more by trends and peer pressure than personal preference? And the way you respond to these questions can really help you gauge their impact on you. And depending on your responses, you can then take the necessary next steps. And if you find that these types of videos do have a negative influence on you, the most obvious steps include unfollowing creators who mostly post these types of videos, as well as finding alternative content or simply limiting your screen time altogether.